Today's topic is about it's about why you can't expect to feel any relief just because you're allowing, right? Because that's what we assume. Well, I'm allowing now, so what's going on here? Why am I feeling worse? Why have I why are my symptoms not going away? Why am I not getting relief? This shit is bullshit. I'm gonna go back to distracting. I'm gonna go back to resisting. Yes, what resist persist. Yeah, I wanted to persist. I wanted to fix it, figure it out, analyze it, try to get rid of it. I'm gonna go back to that. Did that help? No, but it's better than this shit. So you're gonna cope then and manage. I hear you, right? Sometimes it's just easier just to cope and manage because then you don't have to face and erase because that's where the work is. And it's true. You start doing the work, right? From here to here, let's say. For me, just remember this. It took me 3 years of this relentless shit with the symptoms, physical symptoms, and the mental symptoms. OC looping thoughts, intrusive thoughts, anxiety, right? And the physical stuff. So just remember, 3 years, right? No pause button, relentless, constantly. 3 years, right? Doing the methods. Actually, doing the proper methods after 8 months. So let's say two years and a bit of doing the allowing, adding allowing, right? The missing piece only. That was only the missing piece I added in. I was still doing a bunch of other things to support the allowing. So what was I doing? I was doing visuals, downloads, right? The downloads come anyway. I was doing allow and engage, of course, what we just talked about. Um, Elevate, be aware of old behavior patterns. What else was that? Exposure and stages, right? I didn't even have to worry about exposure too much because I was doing that anyway, right? Being prepared, committing 1000%, right? That's one pillar right there. Creating a bubble, that's a part of that same pillar, only temporarily, right? You need it in the beginning. So that also means if you need to use some coping mechanisms, coping mechanisms, use what you got, use them, right? Routine, having a schedule because that's a lifeline. And the last one, movement in nature, right? And that has allowing with it. Together, it's massive, right? But don't assume just because you're doing the shit that you're going to have relief. Let's see. I'm going to say, make sure that people can see. What up? What up, Haas? Right? So let's do the overlay. Let's do some overlay stuff so people can see. Right? So I'm going to do a couple of, because I'm getting, so remember, two years and a bit doing the new methods of adding that one piece, which is actually a massive piece to the puzzle. Right? Here we go, right? This is it. But people, right? Two years and 2 months, remember this, doing the right shit. But people, after, a couple of months or a couple of weeks, they're already discouraged. And I'm like, oh shit, man, this is going to be hard to convince them that, oh yeah, you're already discouraged at a couple of weeks. Shit. Well, you got a big fucking. You still got to climb that mountain in flip flops. That lava mountain and flip flops while you're getting hit by these storms, right? The right constantly. You just barely put your shoes on. You barely walked out of the mountains 5 kilometers away. You haven't even looked. You can't even see the mountain. You can see the mountain. So, okay, let me try to paint the picture of don't expect any relief just because you're allowing, right? Because people are just like this is bullshit. Like I thought it makes sense. It makes intuitively it makes sense. Like I'm allowing, I'm asking for more, I'm taking away the resistance. Yeah, I get that, but why is it that I feel worse? Why is it that it's lingering? Nothing's changed. Why is it? It's getting worse, Helmet. It's getting worse. right? Well, just think of it this way, right? Okay. So throughout the years, I'm gonna try to paint the picture, right? With my whiteboard and my allostatic loads throughout the years, right? We add all these little allostatic load drops. We didn't get any directions or a memo of how to do this, right? What would you call it? A manual, right? Emmanuel, well, go, go. My name's Emmanuel. No, a manual, right? So drip by drip, right? Okay, that was like 3 drips right there. What was it? Let me talk about what these drips are, right? What are in these? What is in this allostatic load stress bucket? Why is it full? Why is it overflowing? What's in there? Okay, well let me do a recap, right? We're doing a recap. Suppressing your authentic self. Sam can talk about that in detail, right? The shadow. Okay, we got that. That's like almost all of it, right? Okay. Um, what else is there? Trauma as a kid, abuse, divorced parents, toxic family life, school bullying, family passing, pets passing, drugs, smoking, alcoholic. That was me 15 years, right? That's a lot of body stress, toxic relationship, narcissist. Yes, I was with 2 narcissists. That, 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 right? That literally, right? Let's just see. All those things I just talked about. Fuck that's a lot of right. Probably a lot more, but I gotta make this make sense. So, right. So every right, and then we got what do we got in this list? The drugs and the drinking for 15 years. Come on, right? It's supposed to be 1 drop here, but I'm fast forwarding. So you get the like normally it's supposed to be like okay 1 drop. So that's 1 drop in the stress bucket, and there's their allostatic. So that's what right. So what else you got? Medications, antibiotics, surgeries, work stress. I meant to say right, work stress. Right, your boss is an asshole. Your coworkers throw you under the bus constantly. Right, a lot of politics, backstabbers, assholes. Right, flu shots, COVID, Lyme infections, pneumonia, mold. You're in a house full of mold. Maybe you're on these crazy diets. Right, where what was your mental diet like? Were you arguing with people online? The news, right? Democrats this, right? Extreme right wing that, liberal this, fucking you name that, whatever, fill in the blanks. Surgeries, mental diet, like I said, fear of the symptoms. That's like, right? Once this thing's overflow, what? Fear of symptoms? Oh, brain fog? Oh fuck, oh my god, I got derealization. Uh, uh. Oh, it sounds like I'm peeing. Right? It's filling up, right? The your Facebook groups, the toxic Facebook groups, right? How, right? So okay, so it starts to fill up, right? I get it. It's filling up, right? We're all throughout the years, allostatic loads are filling up, right? Okay, pretend now that's full. Don't forget your survival state. It's supposed to be at standby at 0. After you kill the liger, when the liger's nearby, it goes to 1,000. You kill it, half hour later, it's alive, right? You're in danger. We got a room full of ligers. And all of a sudden, you kill it. You get you're safe. Back to standby. But what happens is throughout the years with this list of all the shit that's happened to you, they're the ligers. That ex that you were with for 4 years, or some of us 10 years, right? And then it gets hardwired here. It's locked in. Cha-ching! With the lock. Right? This state that we're supposed to be in rest and digest, where everything flows and works great, now we're in this hardwired, locked in new state, which is stuck in survival. And it's supposed to be. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It just is. Right? Because life stress balls, life situations, life curveballs, I meant to say, we've been throwing too many curveballs. So we're there now, right? We didn't get a memo. We didn't get a handbook, so we're stuck in that state. Allostatic loads are full. Okay, so we start doing all these different approaches, modalities. Nothing's working. We're starting to, resist. What we resist persists. We're trying to redirect and stop, stop, stop. Please, no, stop. Right, Annie Hopper. Now, what you want to do is you want to redirect. Right? So stop, stop, stop. Redirect, distract, analyze opposites, try to figure out. Right? We're trying to crush the doubt. Right? That's a lot of resistance that causes an inner battle. When you have an inner battle, guess what? Right? It brings a survival state up, right? when the survival state is up, right, it's going to give you more alarms. It's supposed to. That's how it works. It's supposed. The alarms are there to get your attention to the danger that's really there. Mayday, mayday, mayday. We're having a meltdown, a nuclear meltdown, right? It's not even perceived danger. I used to say perceived danger. You know what? A little bit of an update. I've updated. I started to see, you know what? These allostatic loads are real. That's dangerous. That's why the brain sent me all these fucking sensitivities, because we're at capacity. It sets out a limiter going, dude, send them out food sensitivities. We can't do this anymore. We're having a meltdown. We need a bit of an air pocket here. We need a bit of an air pocket. Let's sit again. Listen, we need a little, right? Something's got to give here. We got to make some room. So then you start to learn, you do all the wrong things, which is good. Some of you guys probably still need to go get out there and do the wrong things so that you can really see and understand this is the way. But people, this is the hard part though. This is the really hard part. People don't. I've been there. I know. So I can't judge. I can. But you know what? I can, it's like I got a pass that I can kind of make fun because I've been there along the way, right? You get these dreams of finally I'm gonna have some relief because I'm allowing, yeah, right? And then you do the work and shit gets worse. It's like, what's the deal, right? And then the doubt comes in. It's like, okay, Helma, it's been a year and a half, 2 years of this shit. Things are just lingering. Yeah, it's getting a little better. Like, what the fuck though? 2 years though? I am not convinced. I'm going to quit. No, don't quit. I'm going to quit and go back to fixing my mitochondria, to maybe dot some T's and draw and cross some I's that I think I might have missed. That's probably why I'm not fully getting to that. That's why the allowing's just not cutting it. The allowing's just not. Why is it making it worse? So it's not. Sorry, I know. Thank you for trying to help me with this allowing missing piece. I think there's other pieces to the wheel that I'm putting on the shelf. I think I'm going to take these things off the shelf again and start them with the mitochondria. I got to fix the mitochondria. I got to start detoxing. Right? We need to detox. There's metals, blood-brain barrier. It's going through, and plus we got leaky gut. It's breaking through the leaky gut. Right? Right? Get the mop. I got water everywhere because I have leaky gut because it's real. It's a real thing. I had the test done. So you start doing the allowing, right? This is it. This is what happens. You're just getting started, right? You're just, okay, so helmet says, okay, let me bring it. I feel it here too. And then it goes to the back. Okay, so, all right, so I'm going to allow. Okay, I did it. Why am I feeling like, why am I? Right? They're just, right? Does this make sense? Let me repaint that. Let me repaint that. Right? You got this full allostatic load, right? This full, right? Right? And then, your expectations are a little bit unrealistic here, right? And you got this, right? Here, we're going to put this allostatic load, we're going to empty this allostatic load. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to allow. Here I go. Okay, this is bullshit. Why do I still feel like shit? Why do I feel like... Well, look, dude, look at all the drip by drip. We try to let the brain send this shit to us on a platter, right? We just work with what it sends us on a platter. That's it. We don't rush it out. We don't try to force release anything. We don't go there and try to do any Wim Hof or any type of extra shaking or any prolonged hours of crying to pull it out. You know what? You don't have to do that. And that can be dangerous because that's like putting gasoline on the fire. Instead, when you start to become an allower, trust me, you're going to get shit sent to you on a plate. And the proof, right? The proof is what you guys are all saying. The proof is what you guys are saying. Why? Oh my God, I got more symptoms. There you go. You're an allower now, right? You are an allower now. So what does that mean? That means that all the time when you were not allowing, right? This is what happened to me. I started allowing. It was like a bottleneck. All of a sudden, the gates open a little bit, just a little bit. And you got to line up down the street of all these things, all these emotions, symptoms, right? Sensations, right? They're like, I'm next. I know, but I'm next. Get the fuck. No, I was here. I was here first, you asshole. I'm next, right? All along, and then you're constantly, right? This becomes a full-time thing. Allow and engage, allow and engage, allow and engage, right? You're bombarded. My OCD looping thoughts were insane, second by second. And I know 90% of my videos is about this, and I need to repeat it. And people are okay with that. So that's good. I have no problems with that. There is no pause button. There's no, okay, I just need to have a second to gather my thoughts. This is insane. No, you're thrown in. You're getting thrown into the fire. There's no pause button. Right? So just imagine the 8th month mark, right up to the 3-year mark. 3-year mark. How long is that? How long is it? That's 2 years and 2 months, right? Am I wrong? I'm probably wrong. 2 years and 4 months that I was relentlessly being bombarded by the OCD looping thoughts, plus and the symptoms. So I'm trying to really paint the picture of what to expect in this journey and why you shouldn't expect any relief when you're finally, final countdown, right? When you're finally doing the work. So okay, couple of drops. All right, let's keep going, right? Oh my God, I'm just gonna keep allowing and engaging. Oh my God, yeah. So, okay, keep going, right? Okay, so let's say 2 months pass, right? You're still, right? Your allostatic loads are still beefy, right? And guess what? You did the work for 6 months. Guess what? Right? You're about here. So you're not out of the woods yet. You're running about maybe 900, not 1,000, 900, right? You're not out of the woods yet. So if you're not out of the woods yet and you're still in that survival state, your allostatic loads are still pretty beefy and full. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to still send you the alarms, right? And also think of it this way. You're going to have a constant flow of work. A constant flow of work, right? The sweet spot, right? Every day when you open that door, that's the old program. And the old programming involves things that we don't like. Old symptoms coming back. New symptoms that drive us nuts that, to get our attention to the real danger, right? Of course. The symptoms that we're dealing with now, they're driving us mad, right? They don't feel good, right? So when you have that, still, right, you have to be patient. So in time, I lost my train of thought. Keep going. 6 months, right? That's 9 months. Oh my God, we did a year. Oh my God, right? So every time you open that door, the old programming there, the old symptoms, all the symptoms are still there. Every time you allow, you trigger a stress response to the system, right? Because we don't like this. We're finally facing, we're sitting in the fire. When you allow, you're sitting in the fire, you're allowing it, you're sitting in it and trying your best to be neutral. I know we're human. We can't be neutral right away. We can't be indifferent right away. Eventually, we will build in the leverage of indifference. We will eventually become like that, right? But in the beginning, yes, you could catastrophize a little bit, right? We're human. We might white knuckle in the beginning. We might survive a little bit in the beginning with a little bit of allowing. So there's a bit of a learning curve. There's a bit of implement implementation of the allowing, right? You can't allow fully in the beginning. You got to do a little bit of white knuckling, and some things you can't fully allow because it's just a little too much, a little too early. So some things you got to put on the side of the plate and allow what you can. And there's always something that you can allow. You got like 18,000 different symptoms, different thoughts, and the stuff that's on the side of the plate, you can still allow 30 seconds of it. So remember, when we're going through this flow, this routine of the work, right? We're setting up, we're lighting new fires and lighting another fire, allowing it dies out, allowing another fire, allowing it dies out, allowing another fire, lighting a fire, allowing it dies out, lighting a fire, allowing it dies out. So we're setting these little fires, right? Because every drip, right, that we're emptying from the bucket, the allostatic load bucket, every time we face something, we're still in the woods. We're not out of the woods yet. So this is a normal working environmental routine, right? Where our regular routine is making exorcisms jealous. That's kind of the sweet spot. And that's pretty crazy, right? If somebody else, I talked about this with the morning class, if somebody else, when I say our working routine where you make exorcisms jealous from like 8th month mark to 3-year mark, right? Remember that. Making exorcisms jealous. So who's seen The Exorcist? Right? So imagine you're in a real exorcism, right? Or you witness one, or you are the one. And what you're going through, you're making the demon inside that body jealous because like I can't compete with that, man. I don't know how, right? The devil's like, I can't, right? It's running away, pissing its pants, right? I don't know. Does it wear pants? Probably not. But you get the draft. Oh, did it just, am I still alive? Sometimes my screen just, okay, I guess we're still okay. Right. If we're in the middle of a retrograde, sometimes I got a new monitor, all of a sudden goes, beep. So it's really hard to convince people and to let them know that, yeah, this is a journey. Don't expect just because you're doing the missing piece of allowing, because not too many people, when they get into the mind body space, it didn't happen to me. I didn't see this anywhere. Nobody was doing the allowing, right? Everybody was resisting redirect, right? Ignore, distract, which is like a ticking time bomb, like bypassing, suppression. And then eventually, you start doing the allowing. What a change. And yes, I will say in the beginning, and most of the time when I did allow something, let's say it was a thought that had a lot of energy behind it, it'd be like an 11 out of 10, right? Like it's driving you nuts, right? And then when I brought it into my chest, and I go, all right, Limby, send me the fear. Show me what you got. Bring it over. Bring it here. Limby, bring me the fear. Give me whatever the what if, give me it. Let me feel it. Where I'm opening up, right? I'm not just surrendering. I'm allowing it to come through me and let it do its thing. We're integrating too. Right? So when it does that, you do 9 times out of 8 feel a little bit of that energy dissolve. You can feel it, literally. You can feel like it's like, right? So you do feel some change, a state change. But don't expect full relief. Not right now, man. Look at your allostatic loads are still beefy and full. You still got what, 500,000 drops to go? Right? Drip by drip. We're not forcing any release or opening the gators by doing any sort of shaking, because that right? It'd be like doing ayahuasca or an ice bath. You're opening up the gates, right? And that re-traumatizes you, and you go back into the trauma loop. It's like pouring gasoline on the fire. So you got to be patient. This shit takes time. Yeah, there's a level of suffering that's involved that keeps going day in, day out. It's not even day in, day out. It's more like every 3 seconds. Okay. So it's like what did I used to say? Right? You're underwater, right? You go up to this surface. Okay, I got air. Oh, fucking right, but I hold on. I gotta go back up. So you just come back up just enough to get enough air so you can survive. Right? Like, okay, I gotta get air. I gotta get air. I gotta get air. Yes, I got the air, but hold on. It's not. It's for 3 seconds. I gotta be underwater. Fucking right. That's the normal. That's a normal. People are like, oh, that doesn't. I don't. Yeah, well, you know what I mean. You all you guys know what I'm saying. Uh, oh yeah, trying to let go is another thing. You can't force something. You can't try to let go of something, right? It lets go of you when you allow. Because when you try to let go of something or try to forgive someone, you're you're suppressing something that needs to be felt, right? So I used to do that too. I gotta let this go. I gotta let this go. No, you gotta allow it. You gotta feel what's there, right? And it'll go when it's ready to go, and it's gonna let go of you. You don't let go of it; it'll let go of you. So it's a bit of a little resistance in there, right? So I hope that paints the picture of why it takes time. Don't expect any relief just because you're doing that one missing piece. It's a very important piece. It's a missing piece, and it's a universal law in combination with these other pillars. It is powerful, massively, and you need to go through the journey. A little bit of suffering. Yes, I get it. You need to go through the journey so you're forced to really learn it authentically, fully. And nothing teaches you more than OCD, looping thoughts, and fear behind it. Right? That's how you become a master. Unfortunately, how the fuck else do you learn anything? Right? It wouldn't be right if you were just like, okay, allow, everything's done, everything's, you would learn nothing. You would learn nothing. So usually when you fall on your face and things are hard, that's when you learn some shit. That's when it's impactful. And it serves you for the rest of your life. And that's when you're behind the steering wheel. So I hope that paints. I'm probably missing something that I want to, because I had it all. I was like, yeah, I'm going to talk about this. Then I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to get those bottles out. And then right. And watch, after this is done, I'll be like, shit, I forgot to say this. That's okay. That's okay. All right. I'm going to go and say some shout outs. Shout out. Shout it out. Shout it out. Hey, CC, OG. What up, hoes? Haas, sorry. Jess Ness, I love these lives. They make me feel better when I'm spiraling at work over symptoms. Good. Here, I'm a motivator. I'm a mind-body motivator. Mind-body, higher self, spiritual. Like, I want to add that shit in too. I don't want to just be mind-body. I want to go the whole shebang. So, yes. Okay, good. Lifing Vibes. Hi, what's up? Yeah, you're finding a lot about it. This is the thing. You're forced to look within and drop all the environmental, because everything outside in your 3D reality is lying to you, right? We're misunderstanding our symptoms. When you Google any one of your symptoms on Google, what does it say? It always says you're going to be coping. It says you're going to be taking medication. You're never going to recover. Any one of them, right? People around the internet, right? The internet, Facebook groups, they create this reality that is not true. So then you're forced to look within. And that's what it wants. It wants you to wake up. It's an awakening. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. But you also did DNRS, also still use tools from which is fixing. Give me some, give me some, give me some examples of what you're talking about for fixing. So making sure that when we're doing something, we're not doing it to get rid of. Just like, for example, allowing, right? I've talked about this before. If you're using allowing to fix or get rid of, right, then it's, and I did it a couple times too, right? It's a learning curve. You gotta do it, right? Just like in the beginning, you gotta manage, so you gotta activate the vagus nerve, but eventually you don't want to do that anymore because then you're suppressing, you're not feeling what's coming up because you're trying to feel good at that moment, you're managing. But in the beginning, if you're driving yourself crazy, you need to have these managing skills just so that you can do the work, right? Because you're going a little crazy with the pain or whatever. You need to have avoidance behaviors. You need to do the stretches. You need to use whatever supplements, right? But eventually, you want to let that go. You want to let go of the fixing and figuring out and getting rid of. So you can do the same mistake with allowing. Allowing can become a bad hack, right? For example, I use this a lot. If you're allowing something, like I said, right? So, oh my God, I'm allowing this pain. Okay, now, why are you still here? Why? And if you're looking to see, right? If you're looking to see if it's gone, what are you saying? What's the message you're sending? Right? Is the tiger gone? Because I allowed to get rid of it. Get rid of what? We're trying to get rid of what? Danger. So the brain sees, oh, we got a liger in here, keep the alarm on. Right? No, we don't want to do that. We want to authentically allow with no strings attached, no small print, right? And authentically, you should be able to go to your that thing you're trying to get rid of. Go, hey, listen, I'm going to allow you to be here, and I'm okay if you're here for another year. How about that? Another year. It's extended another year, right? And then when that time comes, you don't even know if it goes or not. That's how much you're allowing. That's how much you've become indifferent. When it goes, you don't even know if it goes. When somebody asks you, are you dizzy still? I don't know if I'm dizzy. Shit, I haven't even realized. I'm not even aware. That's how much I've been allowing. And then you realize, shit, I haven't been dizzy for 6 months. That's insane. So yeah, I think it's more of, are you trying to use it to get as a weapon to get rid of? Hola, Julia. The pillars, they're in the description. Well, they will be after. In any video in the description, it's the program In the Trenches. Right now, Sam's classes are closed because she's full, right? But I'm still open. So the membership's still going on. I'm still open. I'm also updating the program and the membership. We're always going to be updating it. Me and Sam are going to do a whole overhaul slowly, bit by bit, because we got a lot of stuff to do. Putting content out, doing lives, right? And doing a bit of an overhaul, trying to be, trying to update, trying to pull back a bit because we don't want to burn ourselves out. So that's, it's perfect timing because the retrograde's here and it's forcing us to take it easy. Tom, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Love you guys. What did you do about negative thinking? Would I consider that an old behavior pattern? So you allow it to be there. Let the thoughts come up, the ugliness of the thoughts, let it do its thing, right? And then engage. Remember, after allowing, this is a really, really, really important thing. Some people might be missing this part. You have to move on and engage, either cutting the grass or shoveling the snow or shoveling the grass, whatever, right? We have to move on because if you keep allowing, let's say for 5 hours or that whole day, you start to ruminate. You don't even know how you started to ruminate. And all of a sudden you start researching, you start to figure out, and you start going down that rabbit hole, and it adds gasoline on the fire. So a sweet spot usually is 30 seconds to 5 minutes tops, right? You allow and then you move on. And if you have to allow again in two minutes, do it. It's one of those things where you don't have to allow and go, okay, I'm supposed to do 50 allows today. It doesn't work like that. The way it works, and I know all of you know what I mean, is the brain sends it to you. You're constantly being bombarded with thoughts, symptoms, right? It comes to you. So you have no other choice but to allow it, right? It's not like something, okay, now I have to allow. I'm going to do 10 allows. One, two, three, one. Okay, was that seven? Let's do another one just in case to make it, right? No, no, no. It's one of those things like, oh, fuck, here's that thought. Oh, here's that sensation. Okay, okay, I'm gonna let you do your thing. Okay, engage. Okay, I gotta cut the lawn, right? Just like that. Exactly. Allowing will make you. It's not supposed to give you full relief. That's near here, right? You're doing the hard work, and it pays off over here, not here, because this is when we're doing the work, right? This is when we're doing the work. And then there's also somebody mentioned this in the class today, and it's true. After you allowed, don't expect to get relief, because when you go to engage, let's say you're cutting the lawn, you go, why is it still why is that thought still here? I'm cutting the lawn and it's still here. So that's normal. That's supposed to happen. Did you actually think just because you allowed that after you engage, you were going to have freedom, right? No more symptoms, no more thoughts, no more anxiety. It doesn't work like that. And if anybody tells you, I'm able to turn off the symptoms, run away, because it's not about the symptoms. It's about what's going on behind. It's about, let's go to that allostatic load. It's not about turning off symptoms, right? Yes, that's a consequence. At the end, symptoms do go away eventually. But we're not trying to turn off that shoulder pain and then that's it, right? That's not the point. The point is, let's zoom out and go, why are we dealing with full allostatic loads? Allostatic loads. Why are we dealing with a survival state? Why are these alarms ringing? I'm not so worried about turning off the alarms. I'm wondering why they're fucking ringing. Where's the fucking fire? Why is there real danger? Why are we having a meltdown, nuclear meltdown? Why is that? So let's zoom out. What are the things in our lives that, oh, okay, yeah, all right, well, maybe my relationship's a little toxic. Yeah, maybe my work life isn't very good. Maybe I'm amazed at, maybe I'm drinking and smoking and, right, not feeling the feelings. Maybe some of my friends are toxic, right? They're not there to help me. They want to see me fall, right? Maybe I need to finally step up and go, okay, I need to move on from this person because they keep cheating on me, and I don't trust them. And maybe they're being honest right now, but I got that resentment and I can't. Maybe, there's a lot of other things that we should be asking. It's not really about the symptoms, but we're grateful that the symptoms are there because they're getting our attention to make some fucking life changes, right? That's the main thing. CC Music Factory. Michael, sorry you're going through that. What Helmut is talking about is definitely the way. Take it day by day and work on it. Yes. And, keep checking with this is the community here. We're here to support everybody, right? Porn, yes. Well, you know what? You can do the work. The only thing with porn is it gets the adrenaline going, which will put you in a survival state. So maybe, find a little bit of a manage that, and eventually that'll be something you can work on later. Right? Okay. Another brick on the pile. Yes. Yeah, I'll highlight that. You got to see my trauma list. I may win the gold. You probably, maybe compared to some people, maybe bronze, but you'll be on the pedestal. Maybe you'll get a glass of wine from the gold medalist. I feel sometimes heart palpitations and tingling, but not the like real emotions coming up. Very rarely I can cry a bit now. Before this shit show, I used to be such a crybaby, right? So here's another thing, and I hope people listen. You don't have to look for an emotion to be there. People are too busy looking for these, digging for emotions, right? Don't do that. You don't have to dig for any emotions. You don't have to look for the unicorn. That where's the anger? Where's the anger emotion? Anger is associated with skin problems. So where's the fucking anger? But no, don't. Well, just leave it alone. Leave. The anger will come when it wants to come. What do you got on your plate? Well, I got this fucking fear. I got these 10 symptoms. I got IBS. I got this shoulder pain. Okay, well, allow that. There you go. The brain's sending you shit, but you're like fucking. I know you're avoiding that. Going, no, I need that special one. Where's that special one? And I need to get downloads now. I need to, right? We're trying to force shit to happen, right? We're like, I need this to be empty. I need this to be empty. Why is it? I need it to be empty now. I need to find the anger. Where's the anger drop? Where's the anger drop? Right? Let it come to you, and you work with what it sends you, drip by drip. Have some patience, and you're gonna trust me. You're gonna have that emotion come up, right? And you're gonna wish it didn't come up. So, Jason, nice to meet you. Is the feeling of cold, fear, euphoria a thing when allowing? I'm not too sure what that is, but I don't know if you're talking about sensations of water dripping or cold sensations or hot sensation. I felt all kinds of weird sensations on my skin. So what about stuff that's not mind body? I think 99% of the things out there are caused because of mind body, because of our allostatic loads. And the reason why we're still there is because of mind body. And the way out is because of mind body. Right? So there's not too many things that aren't mind body, even structural things, mind body. Unless you kind of fall down the stairs and you break your arm. Okay, that might not be mind body, but you know what? Where mind body comes into that, you might heal a lot quicker. Right? Okay. Sienna, the heart palps and the tingling are your emotions. Feel and allow. Right? Yeah. And just, if you don't want to go that deep, you can even go, I'm just going to allow the heart palps. Right? Whatever's behind the heart palps, right? I did it like that. I didn't know the signs. Well, I knew there's emotions, but I wasn't actively looking for certain emotions. I wasn't actively trying to name it. Where is in the body is it? What does this mean? Is there a type of message I need to listen to? Somatic track. Like I kept it really short, right? The process was really simple, right? I'm like this big catcher's mitt, right? And if I don't know what that is, what is that? I don't know, but you know what? I'm going to allow it. Limby, send it to me. We're going to catch that. We're going to allow it. We're going to let it dissolve. And then we're going to engage. That's it. Right? I was like, what is that? Let's just allow it. Okay. Right? That's it. That's all you got to do. Right? And you can fully recover. I did. Well, okay. Yet so many people heal with the NRS. I don't fully believe that. Right? Because anybody that I ever met that healed from DNRS, and I know a lot of people because I've been in the community, right? They didn't heal from DNRS. They had to jump ship, and there was a missing piece. And it's either usually somatic tracking, which is pretty much the allowing is a missing piece, right? So most of the people out there that it might be coaching or did the DNRS program, most gurus actually aren't. If I were to guesstimate, I would say 80% of the personalities out there and the coaches aren't fully recovered, right? They're still dysregulated, which is shocking and scary. Some of them are narcissists. Some of them are the big ones, and they're still right. And for me, like I've mentioned 1,000 times, I had to jump ship at the 8th month mark. So the good thing about DNRS is it came at the right time, and it was a stepping stone. Without DNRS, I wouldn't be where I am today, right? Because I started there, then I moved on, right? It was my first step, and I needed it. So for that, I'm very grateful for. And you get to meet a lot of people, make a lot of friends. That's how I met Simona, right? Her too. She was doing the work and she had to jump ship, and she fully got to the other side. And thankful to her for, when I was stuck and I felt hopeless, she's like, well, I asked her, she's like, you know what? You just take this path over here. Take this path over here. I'm like, do you mind if I ask you some questions once in a while? She was willing to let me message her and ask the questions. And not too many people were willing to do that. Compared to, some of the coaches where I was paying $1,500 and they were giving me nothing. And I found the way by asking somebody, and I've got it for free, right? Okie dokie. Let's see. All right. Do a dude's voice. Yeah, Shandy, are you doing DNRS? CC asks, Shandy, are you doing DNRS? DNR. Serafine, you sounded like you said the butt-brain barrier, right? Did I? What did I say? What is it? What is actually? It's a blood-brain barrier. See that 3 times. Blood-brain barrier, blood-brain barrier, blood-brain barrier. And then there's like, you have to. What's the other thing that they always tell you to do? When it comes to detoxing. So there is they talk about the blood-brain barrier. Then there's when you detox, we have to penetrate the shit, man. I said it the other day. I forgot it. Oh, man, now it's gonna bug me. Yeah. With DNRS, I didn't like the opposites because you're literally, it's a waste of time, right? And doing rounds all throughout the day, it doesn't make any sense. Opposites, redirecting, stop, a lot of resistance, right? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so who do we got? Here we go. Anne Marie Grosicki, you're the best. Amazing. Thank you. Please, oh, by the way, please subscribe. Apparently 80% of my viewers aren't subscribed. Imagine if everybody was subscribed. That would be insane in the membrane. Okay. Can I ask, Helmut, if you experienced strange aches? Yes, I did. Lots of them. Randomly. Pains? Yep. I seem to have developed a feeling like I've sprained my wrist and my finger joints, but I've definitely not. Also, leg I had leg vibrations. I also felt like there was a cell phone going off in my pocket, and I didn't even have a cell phone there. I had sensations like somebody had a curling iron against my leg. I had water dripping sensations. I would hear voices or hear things. I would see things, smell things that weren't there. What else did you ask? Oh, yeah. Things fatigued really quickly. I thought they were weakness. It wasn't weakness. It was just fatigue. My muscles fatigued quickly. So because I wasn't absorbing the nutrients efficiently, because I was in state of fight or flight, I would get fatigued very easily. I could just pick something up and then my whole upper section would just be brutally fatigued. If I did a little bit of something, if I chopped some vegetables, my wrist would be sore for 2 days. So if it was just even an onion or, a little bit of a like, oh fuck, did I injure something? Did I pull a tendon? Right? And it'd be sore for 2 days. Something ridiculous. Like, right? I'd be driving my dad's van that's standard, and my calves would be sore for 2 weeks. And I was only driving for an hour. Yeah, that's normal. Alrighty. Yes, I do have a video about the pillars. Scroll down and you see a guy on a white chalkboard. No, an old chalkboard. Yeah, one of those 40s chalkboards. Check that out. I'm going to do another video where I'm going to go more into detail. Right? See. Let's see what she's saying. Shandy, I think some people at DNRS may be enough for their situation, but for many others, it isn't. I fully agree. I'm sorry for the triple PD return. Right? Oh, I had that off and on. And that's the thing. You got to get to a point where you're living life with the triple PED, and you need it to come in and out 1,000 times for you to build that leverage of indifference. That's when the system starts to calm down. But also you have to think, is there something in my life that's triggering that stress response? Do I have a liger situation or many situations that are keeping that survival state burning? So there's things you got to ask yourself and make some harder decisions. Good to see you going live again. Thank you. Appreciate you. Uh, oh yeah, I tried. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to go live today. I'm supposed to be doing some, posting some Sam's videos because I'm a little behind. She sent me like a shit ton, and I got to start doing that. And I gotta start making videos for the program to update. So try my best. Broken hype machine. You nailed that with a massive hammer. That sounds interesting. It's funny, people think unraveling decades of bad energy would feel good. Laugh my ass off. Right. And not just feel good, but feel like they're getting relief and it's over. When, right? When, let me do it again. When, I should fill this up again because I want to make sure that I'm being very clear. Very clear. Right? Just because it's not full enough. No, we gotta make this clear. There we go. That's full enough. All right. So, just because a couple of drops got emptied and people are not getting relief, right? They get the doubt and they freak out. They're like, this is stupid. Why isn't it? Why isn't it? Why is the? But why? Right? What do you? 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 You thought I was gonna say what do you? No, I didn't say expect. There we go. CC. Anne Marie, I had that too. The work Helmut talks about works. Yep. It's mind body, especially if you didn't physically injure yourself and have pain. Add leg vibrations. Oh man, it's mind body. Mind body. Mind body. What's the disease process that you guys speak of? This disease process. Be specific. Be specific. Be specific. Okay, let's see what Evis, did I say it right? Evis? One thing I have to say, it gets way easier the more you are in your body sitting down and allowing after sports or yoga or something is way easier. That's good. You feel it in the chest. Well, where do you guys feel stuff? Some people said it might be in the gut, head, groin area, chest. Mine is chest, throat. That's where I feel stuff. Okay, I got tons of questions here. Yeah, but what does the blood work say? What are you dealing with? The thing is, right, autoimmune. I had autoimmune, right? That's disease, right? Because that's what we're trying to get out of. We're in dis-ease. We want to get back into ease. So it's all mind body. There's not much that you can tell me that I don't believe is not mind body, right? So there's that. There you go. There you go. There you go. Yes. Letting go is more, it deals with more resistance because it's like you're forcing yourself to let go of it. So what? So that you can, right? Forgive them and let it go so that you can, it's more, you're doing it more for yourself so you can be at peace. But are you at peace though? Right? Did you really let it go? Or did you just visualize? Did you go, here, I let you go. And I'm going to suppress and not authentically think that you're a fucking asshole. Right? You're a fucking asshole. No. I got to stop doing that. I got to let it go. I got to forgive them. So I'm forgiving you. I'm letting you go because I need peace. Are you feeling peace? No, they're assholes. They're fucking ass. Why are you avoiding it? Feel it. Say it. Sega, they're assholes. Feel it. Yeah, I feel it. Keep feeling it every day a little bit, and then it'll let you go. Right? 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 Thank you, Helmut. I really need regular reminders as it is so easy to give up when things seem not to improve. That's the problem. See, that's it right there. If I could highlight that, that's my core message. That this is why I'm becoming a mind-body motivator. Mind-body motivator. Hey, that's a triple M. Mind-body motivator. Mind-body. Because I have the tough challenge, right? I did the work. It took me 3 years. I overcame. But let me tell you, I was dealing with a lot of doubt. I was dealing with a lot of bullshit in between. It's game on. It's game on, second by second, no pause button, right? And it's hard. It's really hard to convince people to keep going. Because what else are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? There's nothing else. This is the way. What are you gonna go back to? Figuring out, fixing? No, that doesn't. You know it doesn't work. And some people don't know that it doesn't work, so they gotta go. You gotta keep going to fix it. Go do the wrong things for a little bit. It's gonna support you later because you're gonna realize, oh shit, yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, fuck, I was in the right space before, but then I left and I had to go try to figure this shit out again, and I've realized, but it's not a failure. It's not. You didn't fail, right? It's just you needed to go through the process. The process, you know what the process is? Doing all the wrong things. So you realize what the path is that you need to go on, right? To really learn this shit. Yes, it is a roller coaster, Sienna. You fucking nailed that. ZS, I'm now in the stage of shifting to the anxiety and occasionally physical symptoms. Yes, so just to reiterate, my journey was I had physical symptoms drive me mad in the beginning with a little bit of mental, and then the more I healed physically, the more my mental alarms skyrocketed. That means phobias, anxiety, intrusive thoughts, PTSD, all of a sudden OCD looping thoughts I had. This is right when I was dealing with DNRS, because the more I suppressed and redirected, the more my mental alarms skyrocketed. Eventually, I started to allow, and that's when the journey really started. And it was shitty. It was shitty. So please remember, it's gonna be shitty. I'm trying to prepare people, right? If you want to keep going and use the allowing, the thing is, it's not dangerous. None of this shit is dangerous. What do you, right? Is doing visuals dangerous? No, right? Is dancing dangerous? No. Is being aware of old behavior patterns, making some changes in your life, maybe cutting that X out, right? Is that dangerous? No. Right? Being aware of old behavior patterns, maybe not watching the news, right? Talking about politics, creating a little bit of a bubble, going for a walk, right? Working on your garden. Is that dangerous? Oh my God, I feel worse. I don't know. Well, what are you going to do instead? Right? Because this stuff isn't dangerous. You're letting it flow through you. You're letting it finish itself and dissolve. You're working with the shadow, drip by drip. Right? You're feeling the emotions. Right? What else is there? Routine, movement in nature. That's not dangerous. Compared to what? What you were doing before. Right? Going down these rabbit holes, trying all these supplements, fixing, right? These dangerous protocols, trying to detox, man. Some of the detoxing protocols are dangerous. And did it work for you? Because obviously most of you guys tried that. It obviously didn't, or else you wouldn't be here. Right? Yes. So la ti do. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap her up. I'm gonna wrap her up. Holy, it's almost an hour exactly. Exactly. Maybe I'm amazing the way I'm a mom think all the time. Lady Lane, Fairchild, how do you survive 12 ayahuasca sessions in 2 months? What? Okay, I gotta find this Lane chick. Because There she is. I just got triggered into a massive fear state and was able to allow a lot of weird twitching and shaking and terror. I think I'm starting to get a taste of how the healing works. Yes. And please, no more ayahuasca. No more ayahuasca. And please, right? No, Iceman. What's his name again? Something Huff, right? Uh, no more of that. Anything that triggers a stress response and opens the gates and forcing out things. We don't want to do that because that gets you back into looping stress response. We don't want that, right? We just 12 times in 2 months, gnarly. Jeez. Pure desperation to heal. It was god awful. Yeah. Well, some people they take the DMT. Some people do the mushrooms. Some people, right? But it's okay. You fucking and now you're on your path. So stick to it. Yes, it can make things worse. Some of us have to learn the hard way, it seems. And because of you, you're giving people your purpose is to be aware of, spreading the message of that. Don't do the IO. And these things aren't bad. There's just, when you're in a state of survival, it's like I say, adding gasoline on the fire. But if you're regulated, let's say in 5 years, you're regulated, everything's fucking beautiful, then go do it. And this is where this is where you go to the next level. That's amazing. It's an extension, right? It's the next level, amazing, beautiful, yes, right? And you can do the cold water plunges, yes, but not before you're ready, right? And I'm happy that you're sharing this with us because that's going to help people. And like Sam says, right, the ayahuasca, it's like opening that gate and flooding yourself. We don't want to flood, right? We don't want to force a release like some people try to make you do. When you do that, it's a flood, and that can re-traumatize yourself, which is not good. So, amazing. All right. Okay, here we go. Carl, I don't think I've seen you recently. If you are mowing the grass, oh yeah, okay, and feeling anxious, yep, many times. If you're not allowing, okay, you're resisting, aren't you? Yep. But you know what? There are times where you might be doing something and you just don't have time to allow, right? That you might be having a conversation with a bunch of people and you're just kind of like moving through it, surviving. But then when you get home, there's the aftermath where shit hits the fan, or the fan hits the shit, I like to say, right? So the fan hits the shit. Here's your time when you can allow. Sometimes, you're in situations where you just can't allow. You might need to resist a little bit. You might need to survive a little bit. That's okay, right? We're not saying you have to play the rules exactly the way, you can't be like, no, but I can't, I can't, right? You can break the rule. Okay, I'm going to white knuckle a little bit. I'm going to cut the grass. I got the anxiety. I don't like it. I'm going to survive a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to go around the corner a little bit. Okay, maybe allow. I'm going to put some gasoline in it, so I'll allow. I'll look at this tree, pretend I'm looking for bugs in the tree. I don't know, but I'm going to pretend like I'm allowing because I don't want the neighbors to think I'm crazy. Okay, now let's get back to cutting the grass. And then after you're cutting the grass, you go inside, right? You got to do a little bit of an allowing there. You're going to go to the store, get some ground beef for the tacos that you're going to make tonight. You allow there. So there's always times to catch up with the allowing because sometimes we can't always do it. Right? Right. Yes, downloads or updates. For me, when I used to do my visuals every day for an hour, I still do them. I could do them a little better, I must say. But when I did my visuals, I would just talk because you have to speak out your visuals. You can't just think them, right? You have to speak them out. This keeps you focused, right? And then what happens is, right? And this is why I needed an hour in the beginning, especially when you're in that survival state. That gate is closed. It's not letting you tap into anything. You won't like it. It won't feel good, right? What was after some time, it opens up, and you start to enjoy your visuals. And then, right, you might have some questions throughout this journey, and you'll be speaking, and you'll get the answer coming out of your mouth. Literally, you'll be like, So I don't know. So I might be dealing. So what I did is I blah blah blah. So you're talking, 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 and then there comes the answer. You're like, whoa, what was that? What the hell was that? And you rewind, you play, and you're like, shit. Okay, all right. And you put it maybe in a different file. You keep that as a little golden nugget of clarity, and then throughout the day you're doing stuff, and then you get the synchronicities that back up that download. Right? That's what happens. You get the synchronicities that tell you, like somebody might be like, whatever download you had, maybe it was, I'm on the right path. This allowing is amazing. And then you're driving, and all of a sudden you see this car bumper sticker that says allowing or something, right? Or you hear a lyric going, "Baby, I'm allowing," and that's it. That's the song. It's called "Allowing." Helmet, are you listening? Right? It's like, whoa, synchronicity. So shit like that will happen. Okay. All right. You know what's so good? That you guys are supporting each other and helping each other out. That's the whole point. I love it. Yes, I had spasms, twitching, uh, which about cramping, pain. See, here's another example. Please listen. Am I allowing incorrectly if you've been doing it for 2 months and I don't have any emotions come up and I don't have any release either? This Sam talks about like shaking. No, you don't need to. You don't need to have, right, when you get a, name me all the symptoms that you have. Allow that, because there's emotions behind that. There's stuff that you're releasing there, right? It doesn't have to be, oh my god, I feel it's anger. It's a little bit of fear. I can feel it. Oh my god, I feel, yes, this is it. Yeah, right. It doesn't work like that, right? And it can work like that, but most of the time, it's not that pretty. It's more like, here's a symptom, allow it. What's the emotion behind it? Fuck, I don't know. I don't fucking know. If I had to think about it, let me think. Yeah, it's probably fear. 99% of the stuff that I'm processing is fear. So we'll just say it's fear, even if it's not fear. Let's say it's anger. I'm just gonna say it's fear. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter what I think it is or it isn't. I'm allowing it. So you don't have to be perfect at this. Please don't, because you're just cock blocking yourself. Right? Don't bother labeling it. Right? Don't bother. What's the point? Just allow it. Right? 90% of the time, if I try to label it, you're turning it into an event. And it's going to take longer. You're dicking around. Right? Don't do that. Just allow whatever it is. I don't know. What is it? Just fucking allow it. Feel it here and let it go. That's it. Right? Let it do its thing. I don't mean letting it go. I mean, let it do its thing. Come back around. You want to allow it again? Okay. There you go. But don't micromanage and analyze this shit so much. I'm supposed to look for the anger. Why is the anger? But what else you got? Well, I got fear here. I got my leg cramping. My knees hurt. My teeth are. My eyes. I got floaters. I'm freaking out about the floaters. Okay, allow that. Let it do its thing. What else? I got this thought that I might have ALS. Okay, allow that feeling and then go engage. Allow that thought. Just allow thoughts. Just allow symptoms. You're doing it. There you go. Right? So don't overanalyze that it has to be processed in a certain way. It does not. Right? And you don't have to have a certain emotion come up. You don't. It is though, but you don't have to. All right, here we go. Where's the? Oh, did it turn off? Oh no. Let's see. Nope, no, it's still going. Okay. Let me know if you still see me. Because for some reason this thing, oh, retrograde. Baby, I'm amazed at the way you love me. La, la, la. I recommend the book The Dare Response by Barry McDonough. You know what I recommend? Get the app. It's a really good tool, right? They have, yeah, you just talk, okay, they have an app and it's incredible. YouTube channel, right? Helped me so much with anxiety and OCD. There you go. You got it. Okay, so we're back. Okay, everything. Okay, we're back. All right, we have 83. Nice, 83 people in the chat. That's what it says. That's what it's saying. That's what it's saying. Um. Okay. Well, today is we are on today's Monday. Okay, I'm gonna try to go live tomorrow. Let me see. Let me see my calendar. Baby, I'm amazed at the way all the time. Tuesday, I got a one-on-one. So I'll try. What's today? What? You know what? Tomorrow, I'm gonna go live. We're gonna do this. Please join me at 3:30 tomorrow. We're doing it live. Fuck it. We're going live. 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 With the Mindful Gardener. Brought to you by the Mindful Gardener. Right? And then we can get back to this. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Helmet, I think that's actually a great topic for a video. Do you need to label, know what emotion it is that you're allowing and releasing? Good call. I wouldn't mind having that as a Tea in the Trenches live with Sam, because then she can explain it. Because it helps when it comes out of her mouth and people like, okay, yeah, okay. So she's gonna tell everybody about the science, right? Right? She's gonna do her deep dig, and you're gonna go down a bit of the rabbit hole of what it's all about, and the science and all what it's all about, right? So then when that happens, people they might overanalyze, and it can get complicated. So then we're here. If you guys have that as a problem, we're here to redirect you guys and to let you know, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Right? Let's keep it simple, because I needed it to be simple. Simple is good. Yes, 3:30 tomorrow. Please join me. I don't have any. My goal is to really have a set days and set time. Right? I need to do that. I got to double down, right, and do that. Please subscribe. Love you guys. Today was really good. Really, really good. I enjoyed this. Okay, guys. And you know what? Continue this conversation in the comments. Because, I feel bad because, when I end the screen, when I end the stream, not the stream, right? You don't have to end it. Start commenting and then keep going down. It also helps the algorithm too, right? Exactly. Simple is the best. But I think it's good because when you know what's going on with Sam, you know this shit inside out. But you don't have to make it complicated and do the complicated work. That's what I'm here for, right? We have the yin and the yang of Sam and me. She shows you all the science, and I go, I didn't know that, and I recovered. Let's keep it simple, right? And that's it. All good. All right, guys, I am out of there. Get out there and get uncomfortable, right? Get comfortable in the discomfort, right? And the goal is to get discomfortable.